What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Slackers, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone Is Here tournament. So if you haven't seen it before, it's a simple concept. 100 characters are put into a tournament, and then each day in the channel, except Sundays, we upload one of the matches from the tournament, and then I'll talk about the two characters, and then, yeah. Basically, we'll vote between one of the two characters that we would rather see be in Smash Bros. For DLC, and then, yeah, but voting's a part of the rules, and there's a couple others, so I wrote a few of them down, so put them up on screen right now for you guys to read. And the rules are very straightforward. Rule 1, this is for fun. That means you can vote for who you want. You don't have to vote for who's necessarily more likely. You vote for who you want, alright? Show support for the characters you want to see playable in Smash Bros. If they happen to be in the match for the day. But that's what that is. But Rule 2, you only get one vote per person. How do you vote, though? Simple, down in the comments. Type the name of the character you are voting for. If you happen to really like both the characters, you are allowed to vote for both. Completely fine. It's always been a rule. Always will be a rule. So, yeah. Do remember, though, only one vote per person. Otherwise, the rest of the tournament, double elimination, meaning any character will have to lose 2 times overall before being officially eliminated. Then once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser of each matchup, if there happens to be a tie in the votes, we're just going to flip a coin. It's going to be the fairest way to break a tie. Fairest way to do it. And then each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for just 1 week. So basically, when the episode gets first uploaded, you have 7 days to get your votes in. If your vote comes in after the 7 days, well, it doesn't count because we've already moved on. So anyway, that is it for this one, for the rules. So let's move to the rest of the video. All right, let's go over the results from last week, which was a winner's bracket matchup, which was a really good matchup, if I have to say so. It was really good, and yeah, so being winner's bracket, whoever loses ends up still in the tournament. They would just drop to the loser bracket. So the matchup from last week was Crash Bandicoot, the resurging gaming icon, who is taking on Waluigi, the assist trophy, the character that's just trapped in as an assist trophy. Like, come on, let him break free for once. But in terms of this matchup, nah, he didn't get this one either. Crash beats him again. Wally's 0-2 against Crash in any of my tournaments. So Crash did win, though. Congrats to Crash. 53 votes for to 32 votes for Waluigi. So Crash moves on to the next round. He'll end up taking on Ryu Hayabusa. Ryu, if you prefer. But that should be a good matchup as well. And then Waluigi drops to the loser bracket, where, unfortunately, maybe not unfortunately, I don't know, it could be a strange matchup. Waluigi's going to be taking on Rimu from the Toho project, so, uh-oh. We'll see how that one plays out. But let's move on to the matchup for the day, which is Pauline from the Mario series, the Mario universe. So she's recently come back into the light of gaming, and her opponent, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Another highly, I was about to say contested. He's not being contested, but highly talked about character. So let's jump into it. So who's up first? Pauline? Pauline, man. I do gotta say, her spirit fight is absolutely ridiculous and stupid. Stupid hard, I should say. So, but anyway, Pauline, though. She's another female character in the Mario universe that, you know, Mario had his sights kind of, you know, focused on her, and then, you know, Mario and princesses and girls, and how, you know, Mario games by now, but Pauline was kind of around for a while, and then she kind of disappeared. Nintendo just kind of stopped using her for a while. They kind of focused, you know, their focus on other things and other characters, so Pauline kind of didn't disappear, but just kind of, like, just went back to her house and just kind of sat there and didn't do much for a long time. Until, what was it, like Super Mario Odyssey. Then she had a big role, as we all know, if you played it. I mean, if you have a Switch, odds are you've played Super Mario Odyssey, right? What a game. That's fantastic. Hopefully there's a sequel to that. What if Nintendo randomly announced a Super Mario Odyssey 2 tomorrow? For whatever, like, why tomorrow? I don't know. Just randomly announce a sequel. That'd be awesome. Breath of the Wild 2? Breath of the Wild's getting a sequel? What about Mario Odyssey? I don't know, whatever. But Pauline being a mayor and having a pretty decent role in the game, which is kind of cool to see. And, like, I've said this about any character. I like it when I see characters from, I guess you could say, older characters that kind of fell off, that kind of just weren't doing anything, that haven't been seen in a while. I love it when they just come back out of nowhere, and it's kind of like, cool. I love, like, especially with, like, Crash. I was going to say Spyro, but Spyro's been doing his own thing. But Crash recently, you know, he came back big time, and he's back. He's back in the limelight for gaming. So Pauline, kind of the same thing, not to the extent that Crash is by any means, but Pauline is still up there. So being a part of the Mario universe and being a part of a few Mario games, I guess spin-off games since Mario Odyssey. She's been in Mario Tennis. Was that Aces, the one on the Switch? She was was it technically a DLC character, or she was at least a playable character in the Mario Kart Tour for the mobile game. So that was really cool to see as well. Just kind of like Nintendo kind of nodding their head to the character again, like, hey, we're showing this character some love. We're bringing her back. So I like to see that. And personally, myself, the way I can kind of see Pauline working would be kind of a musical based moveset. We've kind of gone over this. I mean, she sings, perfect. There you go, from Mario Odyssey. So maybe like a music kind of moveset. I guess that would kind of make sense for her, right? She does have I guess you could throw a purse in there for some sort of like just a quick little, I don't know, an attack with it, and just kind of whap somebody with a purse, I guess. Singing, you could hold down the neutral button, and, music notes would float out and kind of like go, left to right, right to left, whatever direction she's facing. So music notes would kind of go floating in like a wave kind of form, which would be kind of cool. You could use the microphone stand itself. I don't know, there's some cool potential there. So overall, Pauline, although I do gotta say, my personal opinion, so it's probably wrong because I'm stating this on the internet, but it's okay. But Pauline, to me, she seems, depending on how the next Smash Bros. Game, whether they go the reboot route or whether they kind of just try to somewhat build off of Ultimate, and, I mean, come on. Odds are, if they decide to just kind of port Smash Ultimate and then kind of build off of there, most likely there's going to be some cuts. Not all third-party characters are probably coming back because Smash Ultimate was built to be the ultimate Smash Bros. So, I guess going forward, depending on how the roster and the game ends up working out, say we do kind of get the build off of Ultimate in a sense, I could see Pauline kind of being that next new Mario rep. As much as I'd rather have Waluigi, Captain Toad, or a Toad, some playable Toad, King Boo, much as I'd rather have them, I think Pauline kind of might have a little bit of an edge just because of how Nintendo's been pushing her lately. So I definitely think next Smash game, there's good potential. But for this one, I'm not so sure about DLC for Smash Bros. They're just kind of throwing her into other games. Maybe the next Mario Kart game on console. Maybe if Mario Kart 9 comes out, maybe she's in that. Maybe the next Mario sports game, the next Mario Party game, whatever it might be. She'll probably be a playable character in that in some capacity, so that's kind of cool. But overall, she's a fun character, I think. Should have a unique moveset, but let's talk her opponent real quick, too. Sora, Kingdom Hearts, right? Wow. Could you imagine the day that this character, this guy, would actually get announced? And, he's been in the news a lot lately. There was that, the insider... I guess he worked at, what was that? Did he work at Game Informer? There's basically, if I remember it correctly, there's a guy who was really high up for the Game Informer magazine who knew insider secrets, and he kind of knew just stuff that goes on in the industry. And he kind of stated in an interview that got extremely blown out of proportion because people only read a certain comment and they didn't watch the entire video, which was dumb. It's like, all right, do a little research first. But basically his quote was something along the lines of Disney Japan is the one. Let me back up a bit. Nintendo tried to get Sora for Smash Ultimate. Disney Japan said no. So ultimately he was saying Disney said no, but later on in the exact same interview, was it an interview? I think it was. Basically, in the exact same video, he comes back and says he still believes Sora and or Master Chief, which is a funny name to mention as well, Sora and or Master Chief could still very well happen. So it's kind of like, all right, everyone's kind of taking this insider dude's word for it, like, all right, Sora's not happening. But then he just turns right around a few minutes later and goes, actually, you know what? I could see it happening, really. What? Okay, don't get everyone's panties in a bunch, right? It's just, I don't know. That's a whole weird situation. I mean, Sora's got the name, he's got the recognizability, he's got the people will buy this character in terms of the pipe dream, the fantasy sort of character that he is. In a sense, the same way Cloud was. Cloud was never going to... I always make the comparison, but it's a very, very fair comparison. We never thought anybody in the Smash community, as much as we might have wanted Cloud, a lot of us, probably most of us, if not all of us, assumed Cloud was never going to happen. And then Nintendo pulled that rabbit out of their hat. What? Where did that come from? Nintendo, how did Nintendo hide that secret? Man, they must have... They did very well. So imagine them doing the same sort of thing with Sora for the Fighters Pass. Maybe Sora's the first character. Maybe they end the Fighters Pass with Sora. Maybe they are finally able to kind of work together with Disney Japan, Disney America, Disney whatever, and Square. There's a lot of moving parts for this character in order to make it work. Disney Disney in America here have said they're willing to let Sora be in Smash Bros. They're willing to let that happen. Tetsuya Nomura from the Kingdom Hearts games, he said he's a fan of Sakurai. Sakurai's a fan of Nomura. They're kind of friends, and I'm pretty sure they both want Sora to be in Smash Bros. It's just, were they able to find the time to just sit down and be like, we want to make this happen. How can we make this happen? What is it going to take to make it work? So, again, a lot of moving parts. Maybe kind of in the field of, or in the column of probably won't happen, but then again, Cloud is probably never going to happen either, and Cloud did happen. So, there's always hope for these characters, so never lose hope no matter what character you are supporting. So, yeah, but voting-wise, easy for me, Sora. Bigger fan. I like the character. There's plenty of other Mario characters I'd much rather see before Pauline. Pauline's not really high on my list, but she's not even in my top 50. Guaranteed. I'd have to make a top 100 to see where she would land. But Sora, easily. Sora's, I think, my number 5 character most wanted. He's top 5 for sure. So, anyway, Sora's got my vote. Let me know who you guys are voting for down in the comments. Pauline, Sora, or both. Anyway, that is it. Little sneak peek for tomorrow. Tomorrow's matchup. For Friday, we have Skull Kid, the assist trophy, with Skull Kid from the Legend of Zelda series, taking on another, it's another character that's in Smash Bros, but not playable, in terms of a spirit at least. Oh, excuse me, Tails from the Sonic series. Come on, how's he not in yet? Somebody let me know. But that should be a decent matchup tomorrow. Skull Kid and Tails, and then we'll get the results of, where are you at? There it is, right? Yes, we'll get the results of Doomslayer, who's taking on Kamek. So that's tomorrow. Today's over. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.